Hi everyone, and welcome back to Layton's Gal Gaming. So today I have something a little bit different for you than normal, than my normal gameplay videos. I recently did a challenge run of Zelda Oracle of Ages where I played the whole game with 4 hearts. I started with a linked game, and when you do that, you automatically get 4 hearts, so that's why it's 4 and not 3. But I don't think it made too much of a difference. I'll talk about that with the commentary too. But basically, all this is we're going to be looking at the final fight with Veran and or Veran. I don't know why I switched between the two, but anyway, the final fight with her, and I will be just, commentating on what I did, things like that. But yeah, that's all I have for the intro. I just wanted to give a brief explanation, so we'll be going over to the actual gameplay now. Okay, so the amount of times it actually took me to do this is actually a bit embarrassing. I will say that this is probably the no it's the this is the most I died in this run actually. So this first part is not really the issue. Sometimes she can be very random in this stage. So I actually didn't do what I would consider perfect with this opening. Perfect in my opinion would be because there's sometimes that she will very quickly stop teleporting, and you can very easily get her you can pretty much end this in under 30-40 seconds if she'll allow you. But as you can see, she was teleporting around there for a while. But yeah, thankfully with this the only damage I took was the spider that she dropped directly on me. So but yeah, this part is was never really an issue for me. It took me quite a bit to learn how to not be stupid with the second phase, and it should be noted, it had been a while since I had done this. But I will tell you the few things I learned that helped me. So, as you can see, I just have the sword and the rock's feather equipped because I like jumping. But I would recommend that for this because you can, as a last resort, very stupidly, did that. Her patterns are actually pretty consistent. For a while I was thinking, man, they're pretty random, but they're actually not. As long as you just avoid, being too much in the center, or even more so being off to the side, by the walls, is pretty dangerous because you might just be where she, enters in, like I did before. But basically what I did for this that I found was the most consistent. So the Dark Links that she spawns do drop health. They all drop health, and it took me way too long to remember that. I forgot you can kill these things. I died so many times not realizing that you could kill them, and I feel very dumb for even thinking that. So, what I did for this is basically get her, damage her to the point where she'll be, doing her very fast speed, damaging the links every so often, so that towards the end of this, I would be able to timely get health in order to basically end this phase with having full health. I will say that based on what I found out, what I discovered with the final phase is that she does, it's not that imperative. If this second phase I considered perfect for me. But yeah, if you did take damage there, I would say it's not the end of the world, because I did find out with this final phase that she does indeed have a way to get some health back, so. And yes, while there's this bit of a moment here, I will say, as you can tell, this is being done on original hardware. I'm playing my original copy of the game on my Game Boy player on my GameCube, so. I hope you're enjoying hearing my insane button presses. So, for this final thing, she it's very random in the sense that she has 3 different forms, and she will at random times switch between each one. And for a while when I was attempting this, I figured that her turtle and the spider form were the best, and that the bee was like, if you got the bee, you were basically screwed, but like, I learned pretty quickly that that's not necessarily, the bee form is actually probably the best you could have. Just know that. I know, once I discovered that this spot is like the area you want to be in, where she will circle around you. So the good thing here is after she does this, when she fires those, she will shoot her little babies at you, and they do spawn health. So knowing that made this a lot better. This took way longer than it should have, honestly. But like, I was thinking too during this is I have the level 1 sword. So by then, I'd say most people would have gotten like the level 2, and I'd be doing a lot more damage. I'm also not using any rings right now. I'm not using any rings that add to my attack power or anything like that. But there are plenty of times here you're gonna see that I could have easily hit her, and I was just like being way too careful. But I mean, I guess I can't, complain about that too much because I ended up doing it in the end. But basically, if you're gonna do this, do not be afraid. Do not be as afraid of this stage as I was. It took me way too long to realize like where the safe spot is in her pattern. Her speed can seem very intimidating, and when you first get in, if you haven't done this in a while and you don't know this fight like the back of your hand, like when I went into this, I remembered her phases basically, but like remembering how to do it, I didn't remember so much. But now I can tell you here if you're gonna do this. So yeah, just don't be too intimidated by her speed. I was a little bit nervous here. But thankfully, so she's about to, after this round, I think she's about to do her thing where she'll shoot the little. So yeah, if I would have gotten hit by that, that would have been me being done. But thankfully, I do get some health back here, I believe. Yeah. So, and she loves, if she goes into the bee form, she will stay in it like the longest of any, I think. She won't tend to, from my experience at least, I know it's pretty random, I don't know the exact, like, algorithm behind it, I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean, like, I don't know her, enough to say on it exactly. So for this form, but it's pretty random, that's what I'm trying to say. So for this form, my biggest recommendation, stay on the exact, like, do not be anywhere near her. When she jumps up like this, you'll get the audio cue. It is very easy to, because as you can see, she'll drop down, just keep moving, she'll drop down, and she will stay still for a good few seconds, or like a good, 2 seconds, which is good, more than enough time to aim your bomb, throw it, and she will become stunned. Big thing, I actually died quite a few times, just, be very careful, because when she gets stunned by the bomb, she will, like, recoil in a random direction. So there were times that I would do it and I'd be too close and she would, like, recoil right into me. Even, like, forward. Because she kind of just went to the right there a bit. I think it probably depends, too, on, like, what direction you're going to bomb from. But just in general, just be careful. Don't... You usually have enough time to go back in for a hit. Yeah, she does not like to stay in the turtle form, like, much at all. So I'm pretty sure this is the end right here, basically. Like, she, like, it takes a lot more hits, but what I mean is I don't think she switches again after this. I could be wrong. Because, like I said, she stays in this, this bee form quite a lot. What's funny is, like, I had runs of this, or I had, like, attempts at this where she never went into the bee form at all, and others where that's all, like, she'd want to do. But I'd say that getting her into the bee form is pretty good, actually. Once I discovered with the spider form, though, to just not bother, because the thing with her spider form, you might have seen it a little bit earlier, is that she will randomly just, like, move at a very fast speed, and if you're right near her, it can be hard to get away, even if you're, like, jumping. So I just recommend, if you're doing this and she's not going into her, like, bee form, but instead favoring the spider one, just, like, stay as far away as possible and wait for her to, jump up into the air like I was showing earlier. Because, yeah, it's funny, me and my friend, Leke, have discussed both the final bosses of Ages and Seasons, and I told him I thought this was harder than Seasons, and he thinks the other way around, and I'm going to be doing an unlinked run of Orbital Seasons so that I can do a true 3-heart run. Honestly, though, like, I think with this, like, doing 3-heart versus 4, it's, like, not, I don't think it's that different. Like, it probably does help a little bit, but, like, as you can see, like, the goal with this is to just take as little damage as possible, so whether I had 3 hearts or 4 hearts, I'm gonna be trying to just not get hit in general. But yeah, once you realize that you can, gain some health back from the bee she shoots at you, this becomes a lot more manageable. But as you can see, like, you know, this takes a lot of hits. That's just what gets me with this, is, like, it takes a lot. And I'm doing a lot of hits that are a spin attack, which is the same as just 2 normal sword hits. So we're actually getting pretty close. But yeah, I'm going to save my opinions for that for later. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna eat my words with Nox. I just don't remember. I think it's because I finally beat Seasons at an older age. Oracle of Ages was the first game I played. Zelda, out of the 2, was the first I played as a kid, and I just found this very hard. You know, as a lot of young people do when they're playing games at a young age. But then when I played Seasons, I think I just found it a bit easier, probably just based on experience at that point. But maybe I'll eat my words when I do a 3-heart run and have to fight Nox. I'm sure I'll be singing a different tune, but just bosses like this where you have to stay on your toes with the change and everything, it can be a lot, especially when you're trying to do this with limited health and you're kind of... Another advice I can give is just don't be afraid to try things, like, because this fight got a lot easier when I actually, like, you know, got more familiar with what she was doing in, like, her bee form and everything, and, like, and what happened with, me realizing, too, that I could, you know, use health from, the Dark Links in the second phase dropped health. That helped a lot, too. Because, I mean, in most Zelda games, the final boss will have some way to get some health drops. But, like, I was a bit delayed in, like, remembering how to get them exactly in this. So, actually, I think we are getting very close. I don't think she changes at all at this point, but, like, at this point when I was doing this, I was just, like, kind of exhausted. I was just like, okay, can we wrap it up? Because I figured, oh yeah, she does change again, dang. I'm pretty sure I beat her. I can't remember if she changes back again or if this is it. But it's funny, because when I was doing this, like, there were times I thought I was really close. There was no way. There was no way I was nearly as close as I thought, because I was astounded at how long this went on, with me having the level 1 sword and having no, like, additional help from rings or anything. It's just a lot of, as you're seeing, a lot of hits. Which there are quite a few times I'm only getting just a normal sword jab in, but, like, I feel like I also did a lot of, you know, I keep wanting to say swing attacks, spin attacks. But yeah, I think this could have gone a lot faster, too, if, you know, I would have just been more willing to go in for hits when she was circling around me, but even then, this still would have taken a while. Yeah, we are definitely, I keep saying, we're getting close, guys, we're getting close, but no, this is really, like, yes. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I do beat her in the turtle form. And that is it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. Surprisingly this, and then the other few times that were hard for me were some actually midway bosses. Surprisingly, the final bosses of dungeons were not that big of an issue, because typically, you know, when you get to the actual final boss of a dungeon, by that point, if you fail, it's not as hard to walk back to it because you have a midway save. But midway bosses can be a bit annoying because you usually have to, walk quite a, it's mostly just a while before you can try again. Um, but yeah, that is all. But yeah, to close this out, let me know down below if any of you have done a challenge run of either of the season's games below, and if you plan on doing one or anything like that, I'd love to hear about it. So I'm planning on I want to do more content like this in the future. At some point, I'd love to do an actual playthrough of me doing a Zelda challenge run. So maybe like Ocarina or something like that. Although I've done that already, but that would be something interesting to show. So yeah, thank you all for watching this, and I will see you all next time. Bye.